sound. That's the sound of pain. Yes, change has been very rapid. We don't recognize the world anymore. Look at this. It's rapidly transforming because of wars, climate change. And even the MBA in Ateneo, as we know it, is already obsolete. We are still on 2024 MBA. Then this is the news.
All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to break down a really significant shift happening in business education. It's a brand new blueprint designed to create leaders, not for the world we used to know, but for the one that's unfolding right in front of our eyes. We're going to see exactly how the Ateneo Graduate School of
So we won't finish the video that is posted on YouTube and it's 6 minutes long. This was transformed from the original meeting with Dean Jett about the shift to OBE and the memo that he gave, plus the research. Combine all three, the meeting, the memo, and the research. It was transformed as quickly as 3 minutes into this powerful video that can be watched again and again and again. That's how powerful transformation can be. And I've changed the title a bit for this faculty workshop, and I'm now calling it Strategic Marketing Amplified to cope with this huge changes that's happening. I'm Profia Bo. Profia is Prof de Ungria, and Profia for Purpose, Insight, and Action. Did you notice this change in the walls at our campus? What struck me was the term transformative learning. We've all always known Ateneo to be ethical and very strong in leadership, but the transformation, that's a new word. And if you think that's unique to Ateneo, don't be surprised that AIM uses the same word transform. It's not only on a poster or a wall, it's even right smack in front of its building. And I'd just like to welcome you because today we
Welcome
are.
to the world of transformation. Welcome to the world of transformation.
So let's take a quick look at this. What is common in the 6 words that you see? I'll give you 20 seconds. What's common about the 6 words that you see? Well, they all have AI. The letters A and I may seem insignificant compared to the rest of the words, but if you take them out, then it's incomplete. It's not as effective. It's not as understandable. So, as small as it is, and it has always been part of us, AI is something that's significant. And I'd like to welcome you to the Ferrari era. What do I mean? Ferrari? Meron tayo niyan. Kung nakabisikleta ka pa rin sa ngayong panahon, huwag kang magtaka kung maiwan ka sa pansitan. Ang sabi ni Steve Jobs, oo, ang computer ay bicycle of the mind. Pakinggan natin.
I remember reading an article when I was about 12 years old, I think it might have been in Scientific American, where they measured the efficiency of locomotion for all these species on planet Earth. How many kilocalories did they expend to get from point A to point B? And the condor one came in at the top of the list, surpassed everything else. And humans came in about a third of the way down the list, which was not such a great showing for the crown of creation. But somebody there had the imagination to test the efficiency of a human riding a bicycle. Human riding a bicycle blew away the condor, all the way off the top of the list. And it made a really big impression on me that we humans are tool builders and that we can fashion tools that amplify these inherent abilities that we have to spectacular magnitudes. And so for me, a computer has always been a bicycle of the mind.
Kung ang computer ay bicycle, ano ang artificial intelligence? Yan ang Ferrari. Mental Ferrari mo. Strategic thinking plus speed. Unfair advantage yan. You don't need to compete. You just need to level up. Message your friendly neighborhood prof. Makaka-Ferrari ka na rin. So imagine riding the Ferrari on EDSA. Wow! Ang ganda ng kotse mo pero hindi ka makagalaw. Pero if you choose the right highway, then it doesn't become an unfair advantage, it becomes a necessary advantage. And today, I'll just be speaking about three things. We've started as to what is now possible because of AI. We'll continue with that, but the second part is a strategic marketing framework. And the third is what I have done and what you can too. Now, before, if you have a question, it was all right to say, I don't know. That's perfectly all right because we cannot know everything. Today, I don't know is no longer acceptable. If you're asked a question, do you know? The only acceptable answer is not yet. And give me 5 minutes. And you know why is
Look
that?
at this.
Because
We have the winning plan.
This is fantastic!
We did it!
the answers are an AI away. Now, if you recall the movie The Matrix, this scene was they had to escape the enemy. And the only way to escape was through a helicopter. So Neo asked Trinity,
Can you fly that thing?
Not yet.
Operator.
Tank, I need a pilot program for a B-212 helicopter. Hurry.
Let's go.
from zero to pilot in less than 5 minutes. Let's go. Another part of the movie was the training. So, no emergency, no life or death, but building up capability. And the question was, do you know Kung Fu?
How was he? 10 hours straight. He's a machine. I know Kung Fu.
Show me. This is a sparring program, similar to the programmed reality of the Matrix. It has the same basic rules, rules like gravity. What you must learn is that these rules are no different than the rules of a computer system. Some of them can be bent, others can be broken. Understand? Then hit me, if you can.
So, there were two parts to the movie clip. The first one was the student learning on his own through artificial intelligence faster than it was ever possible before. Studying Kung Fu before took years of disciplined practice. Now, you can know it very quickly. The second part is the student with the professor, where the professor challenges whether the knowledge is applied and can be useful to the student. That's where we come in, not in the intelligence part, but in the application part, which is why OBE, outcome outcome based education, is now more critical in this action prove yourself world. Part two of this talk is a strategic marketing framework. It is not surprising that we use the 2026 framework from the marketing guru himself, Philip Kotler. He proposed a G-stick model that clearly defines the difference between strategy, tactics, and the OVP principle. G-stick is part of the Kotler framework and includes 5 components. The first is goal, then strategy, tactics, implementation, and control. And together, this can be viewed as a blueprint for strategic marketing success. G stands for the goal. It is the objective or the outcome or result to which we focus our efforts and against which we measure our success. For DSMM, the goal today is clear. In an age where technology evolves faster than policy, it is we, the educators, who must evolve faster than both, not only in our collective competence, but equally in our renewed shared values, relentless commitment, and redefined purpose as DSMM professors that shape the future Filipino business leaders, or future proofing us for 2026 and beyond. Of course, this is from none other than our well loved chair, Dr. Levi Nang, or as you will see soon, the samurai, my AI din. Step two in G-Stick is strategy, which has 2 components. The first is choosing a well defined market in which the company will compete and determining the value it intends to create in this market. The second is determining the value to create to this market. If you have been reading Philip Kotler as long as I have, which is now 34 years, you will be familiar with the first three C's of customers, company, and competitors. The fourth C is the result of technology allowing easier connections among the 3 C's, while the fifth is a transformational concept which is now necessary due to rapid market changes. The target market of the 5 C's is about creating, communicating, and delivering value for the company, which creates the solution to the need to the target market or the customers whose needs we want to meet, and working with collaborators to create that value. Now, the other group is where the competitors who aim to fulfill the same needs of the same customers and the context or the invisible environment in which everything happens. Translating this in the context of AGSB and the DSMM, the company is AGSB with its policies and professors on AI. The customers are our students using AI. Collaboration is possible with AI, its tools, our physical library, and publishers like Pearson and Harvard. Again, the competitors will be AI and general social media, and the context of all of this happening in a rapidly transforming world. This is what Kotler refers to as the 3V market value principle. I call it the triple win win, win, win. This principle states that the intersection and the optimization of customer, collaborator, and company value is referred to as the OVP, or the optimal value proposition. And that creating and delivering that OVP is the basis for market success. failure to create superior value for any of these three C's inevitably leads to an unsustainable business model that eventually fails. Tactics, also called the marketing mix, is the third part of G-Sticks, and this is what makes the company's strategy come alive. Tactics shape everything from the benefits and costs, as well as the means by which target customers learn about and buy the offering. Strategy dictates tactics and not the other way around. For example, if the goal and strategy is to future proof DSM, then today can be considered as one of the tactics to implement that strategy. Where before, the marketing mix can easily be remembered as the four P's. Now, the seven P's don't even start with the T. How can you remember that? Now, here is where we, as professors, come in, where we can guide the journey to the familiar and also highlight the differences. In this framework, what has been added are only three: service, because there is really no longer such a thing as a pure product. Second, what is emphasized is the brand, due to the exponential growth of choices, which can lead to the paradox of choice and the confusion of customers. And finally, incentives. And this even includes the dopamine impact of social media. So these are the three with the yellow pluses that are new. And we have to guide our students, our target market, that these are the only things that are new, but the old four fundamentally are the same, although in different forms and different degrees. The Kotler framework again emphasizes strategy, the seven tactics, and the OVP of customer, company, and collaborator value. The third and last part of this talk is just to give you what I've done in the last 2025 in the context that you can do some of it or all of it too. So I joined PAIBA as a founding member, and it stands for Philippine AI Business Association. The video, which you will see after this, is one of the productions of our monthly learning sessions. We were given a task, and this was my assignment produced in 20 minutes.
Okay, let's go.
AI Hackathon ng PAIBA, stepping out, scaling up, Profia style. Akala mo future pa ang AI? Hindi na, it's already here. And it's crazy awesome. Sa unang AI Hackathon ng Philippine AI Business Association, nakita ko mismo nakagawa ng mga AI websites at receptionist in minutes. Here is where imagination meets intelligence talaga. I joined the 30-minute contest and ito ang resulting video. Pero more than that, natutunan ko uli kung paano gamitin ng AI to step out, scale up, and share breakthroughs sa business and learning. Remember, AI isn't replacing us. It's revealing who's ready. Kung leader ka, innovator, or educator, hindi mo na kailangang hintayin ang future. You can start building it now. So being around and networking with like-minded individuals like in the FIBA is very useful in my own growth and increasing my capabilities to scale. So in 2025, while I attended the most famous free university of YouTube to learn I knew that I had to attend purposefully seminars like this masterclass on prompt engineering, which I attended with Prof. Maiden. I also attended this first ever AI marketing program by the trailblazing industry group, the Certified Digital Marketers, AI for Marketing. So, first box of AI, check. I also responded to the call of upgrading my social media skills with the trilogy of workshops in 2025 focused on social media communication. From the 1 day content that converts, then the 3 day content mastery bootcamp, to the 45-day Kraken challenge. And the last one, our goal was for each one of us to produce one video that uh, will get 1 million views in 45 days. I personally did not achieve that goal, not yet, and never say never. But I personally experienced and witnessed how our group of 220 students achieved 169 million views that converted to 149 million peso sales in 45 days. And this is real. And most of us in this room, if we really wanted it, can do it also because the blueprint is there for us to follow.
The road may wind.
I also learned from the best coaches
Start
in the
building your
industry. They're
dream.
the top
Don't wait
in
for
their game
tomorrow.
as far as social media
The time is now. Don't
is concerned.
borrow
This guy has
sorrow.
a billion
Lay the
views.
foundation. Let your hope gleam. This is
These were
your
my coaches in that
moment.
journey.
Start building your dream. The road may
Again, the
wind.
result speaks for itself.
Regret.
One of the key insights from this trilogy is best known beats the best. You may not be the best product, but if you know how to become the best known, then everything is possible. And it's not about the views, it is about the influence that you can make through purposely driven content that converts. Box two, social media, check. Box three is transformation. Last year, I attended for the third straight year as the Philippine representative to the World Cup of Transformation. This time in Colombia, where the keynote speaker was Jairek Robbins, the very able son of Tony Robbins. And every time I get to hold the Philippine flag during these international conferences, there's a change, there's a shift, there's a transformation. The year before that, I attended the same World Cup of Transformation, but this was in Mexico, where the keynote speaker was Nick Vujicic. Again, very transformational. And my first year was with John C. Maxwell in the US, where I also started with the International SLS Trainer Academy. Transformation, check. During all this time, I also had the privilege to participate in three transformational programs led by Jocelyn Herman Sacho, who won in 2025 as the best coach for entrepreneurs and founders in the US. All these are expensive, yes, in time and money, certainly, but I remind myself with this context from the former president of Harvard University, who said, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. The real result of all of this combined is duplication at the least, or 2x, or even a breakthrough as big as 10x, which is possible with myself, with our students, and the communities we serve. What if you could double your business starting with yourself? From double to triple the business? But sometimes growth creates confusion. The real dream, systematic scaling. This just doesn't happen. This is transformation. Transform it into I am possible. Paano ko ginawa? Hit like and tag a busy friend. I would like to introduce to you my three paid assistants, ChatGPT Plus, Claude Pro, and Gemini in Google Workspace. I pay each of them about $20 a month. which I can stop at any time, and my ROI or return on investment from each of them exceeds 10x. Each of these three AI assistants are geniuses and experts in their own fields. They never complain, they never get tired. And again, I'm sharing this for you to consider. As an exercise, I gave each of them the same task or prompt, and let's see their outcomes. To the prompt to Gemini, create an infographic comparing the paid version of ChatGPT Plus, Claude Pro, and Gemini, particularly on the use of this for marketing workflows. This is the result of Gemini. And you will see that it is not the best in everything, but it is good in certain use cases. Compare this with the answer of Claude, and Claude is not very commonly used, but this is often, if you're a heavy or power AI user, this is one of the third most common uses. Has also superpowers that ChatGPT and Gemini don't have. And you can see how different its approach is as far as its response to the same prompt and to the most commonly referred to or most popular ChatGPT. Here's the same response. Here's the response to the same prompt. Now, you may ask, why use three assistants instead of one? Because each assistant is better in some tasks, but not all. Why use paid instead of free only? Because essentially, you get what you pay for and what you don't pay for. And remember, when it is free, the product is you. Sawa ka na ba sa AI? Parang sinabi mo, sawa ka na sa cellphone, sa internet, sa laptop. Hindi pwede. Don't be shy about AI. Multiply. Sawa ka na sa AI. Sa Profia, IA beats AI. We focus 10 times. Unleash your genius. Digitize so customers call you.
Your phone ringing.
Transform it. If you recall, one of the marketing tactics was branding. And even if I teach brand management in AGSB, I found myself enrolling in another high value, meaning very expensive program of renowned coach Chinky Tan. And the program is called the Personal Brand Accelerator. My context, if you want the best, learn from the best. And one of the key insights during one of our very first lessons was to always have faith and let faith overcome any fear. Faith with AI, faith in the process, faith in that we can trust to find God in all things. My first formal class in AI was in 2024. And while I was preparing for this, I found out that even now that I'm 60 and a dual citizen, you wouldn't believe it that four of my classmates then were older than me. So AI learning is not constrained or defined by age. That's an insight I'd like to share. At 60, I'm not sure how long I have with AI, but I trust that at the end, I can say this with conviction. I've fought the good fight. I've finished the race. And I've kept the faith. I'm not sure how I will look like in the future, but we know, regardless, strategic marketing amplified is happening in this transforming world.